more, is to bring to our stage the wonderfully talented and very smart Pete Goldie, our scientist, resident scientist of the evening, to give us lots of fun science facts.
Hi, Jim.
Hey, how you
Hi,
doing, Pete?
Jim.
Hi, Jim.
Hi, Pete.
Hi, Pete.
What's happening in the world of science today?
Science.
The first is going to be electricity.
No.
You're right, it's not.
Well, you've got it. Science, ladies and gentlemen.
Science.
I'm gonna call it magic.
The space report
Space science.
tonight. Oh, look at that. There's a comet.
What?
Does anyone remember the last time we had an Ask Dr. Hal show here at the Dark Room? Was I sitting across from you, Jim,
I believe you were.
a month ago? And everyone was Comet Ison, Comet Ison.
Comma.
It's going to be...
Have you seen Gravity? Sorry.
It's going to be the comet of the...
Century.
Right, or the comet of the...
Year.
decade. Yes, and it turned out to be the comet. Well, look at this. Is this Comet Ison? No, this is actually a comet almost no one ever heard of, called Lovejoy. It was found 3 months ago, and it's been a naked eye comet, outshone Ison.
I've heard about this comet. You add water and it turns blue.
This one is that comet. That's sort of the Tidy Bowl comet also. And here you see it in here. It's passing by, let's see, it's passing by the...
Passed by the word science, space science report.
Right, it's passing
Right there.
there. It's right. It's up into the font galaxy, as you can see.
Bring it.
Ariel.
This is a font
There,
of information.
30 point. There. Anyway, I'm glad to bring you a picture of the comet that everyone ignored. And number 2 is going to be, I don't even know what it's going to be, but it's going to be something about Comet Ison. Oh yes, here it is. A video from one of our space robots that stares at the sun. Yes, we have at least 4 satellites orbiting all over the Earth, general Earth orbit, in front of the Earth, behind the Earth, generally not orbiting the Earth, they're in the L points. And they stare at the sun. And here you can see...
You can tell it's been blinded because it
There's
has a big black spot in the middle where the sun is.
That's right. And there comes Comet Ison out the other side and sort of fizzles to a little bit of nothing. Yes, it got fried.
Just like the space.
It was a sun-grazing
There it
comet.
goes. Goodbye.
Oh, no.
Yes, it could. Yeah, just dust. It's just dust. And of the satellites that were staring at the sun with the big black dots yeah. This video shows it from several. This is the SOHO satellite, which is another sun heliocentric observer, and it's going to come in there from the bottom right to the sun. Look how they pan out all just dust.
Oh, no.
Disappointment. Well, it got within like 1 million miles of the sun. It was just a little bit too bright. And those that, some poem that Hal knows, those that burn so bright, blah, 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 blah. He'll tell you the rest of the poem.
This looks like a spare the air.
Yeah. And yes, it came in. How come of all the satellites, the immediate reports after it got the closest point to the sun, immediately people were saying, it's gone, it fried. And then some were saying, no, it still came out. Well, some were looking at data from one satellite and some from the others. The satellites that were looking through an oxygen filter did not see the comet come out. And those that saw the more optical areas that picked up dust, saw some dust still streaming out.
Doesn't it look like a
I have
scary
nothing else to
story
say
with that
about
light on underneath?
Ooh, scary scientists.
Oh.
The scariest. Speaking of comets, let's go to the next one. And this is another animation of sorts about... there's a comet probe launched by the Europeans. You know those people. Cheese eaters, Germans, Nazis. They have a space agency called the European Space Agency. Even the Spaniards, Italians, all of them. They sent rockets into space too. Well, they sent one into space called Rosetta. It's going to go to a comet. And it was actually, they built this $1 billion craft to go to one comet. And they were about to launch it from French Guiana. Rosetta.
Is this on the quiz?
Yeah, and they said they were ready to shoot it up, and then the rocket, the Ariane 5, they said, hey, the rocket's it's been a little peckish lately. So they delayed it, and then the comet that they intended to send it to, did its comet thing and got out of range. Yeah, so they picked another comet to send it to. They launched it in March of 2004, almost 10 years ago. And it has, it went out in space. Actually, like all these, it has to fly the inner solar system, gain energy by swinging around Venus and Earth, and do all these. It's a 3-ton spacecraft, so it had to gain a lot of speed to go out. It went out. Anyway, it has been hibernating, totally asleep, this comet, for like the last...
Nothing up hibernating.
Yeah, 4 years. 4 years. It's like totally, they turned everything off. I mean, they turned off everything. You don't usually do this on a deep space mission. Usually you leave something running, you know, like a little timer, a little night light, something on it. This one's complete hibernation. Well, they're ready for its wake-up call. It's going to get a wake-up call January 20th. When's the next Ask Dr. Hal show here in the Dark Room?
January 18th.
Sometime in January.
January 18th?
18th, there you go.
Oh, it's 2 days before they wake up this comet?
Yeah.
Oh
So I can't even say what happens at the next Ask Dr. Hal.
You can just make
All right,
shit
let's
up.
skip this. We're going to go on.
No one will know the difference.
All right, never mind. Come back in 2 Ask Dr. Hal shows to see if that European spacecraft wakes up. This is one I can skip. Anyone want me to skip any images so I can get me off the stage sooner?
Yeah, let's skip the Klingon
Yes?
thing.
Yes?
No.
No.
Okay, we skipped that one. Good. And this is an important image. I wanted to show this one. This is us attacking the center of the galaxy.
Whoa, cool.
We're finally firing that giant laser beam directly at Sagittarius A.
I saw this before. Kirk says his name, and he falls into the obelisk, and the Indians come and adopt him.
Nicolas
and then something
Cage.
goes and knocks off the... Yeah.
Right, and it's shooting right toward the center of our galaxy, the Milky Way. And if we don't do this, you know what they're going to do? Because there's a reason we're doing it. You see, those aliens are going to come for all our petroleum on our planet's moon, Titan, Saturn's moon, Titan. It's full of petroleum. Lots of it. Actually, mostly methane and ethane. And in the North Pole of Titan,
Methane.
all these methane and ethane. I'm sorry, there's an English person here. All the blue spots are lakes,
Methane, ethane, and all the little
seas,
things.
oceans of stuff that we could pollute our planet
That's a
with.
pie.
It's just sitting there, and it's 300 degrees below 0 Fahrenheit, just waiting for us to come.
Titanic.
Ship it in. Let's see a video, a flyover of this, created by our robot, the Cassini orbiter, around Saturn, and you're going to see the extraterrestrial land of lakes.
Is that where they make the butter?
Yes.
You
A
have to
beautiful land. You know, all butter ads have yellow and green in them. Have you ever seen that?
Just like your house.
Yeah.
Just like my house. Yellow
Salted
and
butter is red.
So here on the butter moon Titan.
Release the Kraken mare.
Yes, they named one of them the Kraken Mare, which means Kraken Sea. There it is.
Maybe in your
I have
movie.
some numbers on the Kraken Mare. I can find them and tell you how big it is. Kraken Mare is 4 times larger than one of the other lakes.
Where's
there.
the Loquisha mare?
And it's full of 3 times. What is 4 times 9, Jim?
Count
36,000 cubic kilometers of ethane and methane.
36.
That's a lot of stuff. Yeah, it's 4 times larger. Oh, and deeper. So it's probably a bigger number than that. And the radar they have on the Cassini orbiter actually can penetrate to the bottom
Here comes Jeff Fahey.
of some of these. Yes. No, that's James Edward almost. So. Anyway, they collected this data, whatever they said there. We're done with this one. Thank you very
Oh,
much.
sure, that's what they said.
We've got to leave that place now. Oh, what's the next one? Is there another video coming up, or what
That's
is?
what this one is.
It is the next video.
Yeah.
Oh yes, there's something else that the Cassini orbiter filmed, and you may want to jump ahead of. There's the Cassini orbiter. They have another spacecraft right behind it
It's hanging
filming
on a
it.
string. I can see the string. It's hanging on the string.
Right there it is. And this is actually when it entered orbit. Almost. How long have I been on the Ask Dr. Al show?
About 20 minutes.
And no, I mean years.
Oh, sorry.
That's because the Cassini orbiter began the space science report when it entered the.
This is like a Jefferson Airplane concert.
This is what I want to show you. Not that. What you saw before, that blue thing. The North Pole, again, North Poles only this time. North Pole of Saturn has a hexagon-shaped storm that they finally have a nice bit of video of. Here it is. Here's your hexagon-shaped storm on the top. No, again, and there's
sad planet cloud. Oh.
There you go. And there's the geyser of Enceladus, but we
that
don't want to
gravity?
care about that. We wanted to see more of that bluish. There you go. Here's the hexagon on the North Pole
Jefferson Airplane.
of Saturn. Glad to
Sky
win.
on fire.
When the truth is found to be lies.
Speaking of moons, hey, you know Mars has 2 moons? What are the names of the two moons? Usually I'm interrupted by Hal around now about the names of the two moons.
Io?
He didn't get...
Huey and Louie.
Huey and yeah.
No.
Somebody had to say.
Deimos and
Jerry Lewis
Phobos.
and
Somebody
Dean Martin.
mic Dr. Hal. Thank you.
Or as the Martians called them, Thuria and Chloros.
I'm so happy the disembodied voice of Hal's joined me.
Jerry and Dean.
Yeah, they're called Phobos and Deimos. Is that correct, Hal? And one of them means...
In
I think
English,
one means...
in English that's Sam and Dean, I think.
Yeah, one of them is fear and the other is disappointment or
Back from Dead Moon's Curve.
frustration, annoyance. Yeah, they're really...
Terror.
Terror. Well, this one is a Phobos here. Here's Phobos. And tomorrow, the Mars Express orbiter around Mars, of all places, because that's what they named it, they went to the right planet, is going to have a close flyby, the closest ever flyby of this moon. And you think, oh, that's great, we're going to get some awesome ripping pictures of Phobos as it zips by. Well, there's the problem. It's zipping by so fast, they're not going to take a single picture.
What?
No,
Bastards.
I know. 45 kilometers
No
from the surface
selfies.
of the
What
moon.
about a vine? Take a vine at least.
No selfies.
Nothing. No selfies, no photos, no nothing.
A vine.
Nothing. No Vine, whatever that is.
What about a photobomb with the sun?
Photobomb.
There, no cell phone camera held up while it zips by.
A drawing?
It's too fast. It would just be blurred. You see nothing but... Here, just move your head back and forth real fast. That's all you can see.
Whoa.
Right. There. Okay. No, they're just going to measure how much it deflects its orbit with the gravity. That's
Can you see me now?
Why isn't it round?
you only did. It's the potato moon. That's why. Is it?
Oh, it's only a potato moon.
Oh, one of those kind.
Yep. Hey, something else happening at Earth's moon. We're going to see another little short animation here because we shipped off another vehicle to go to Jupiter. But before it goes to Jupiter, of course, it first has to go to Venus and then has to go flyby of Earth to get energy so it can go to Jupiter. And when it did this flyby of Earth recently, and that was like the last show, it actually filmed Earth and Moon in a little orbital dance. First time ever seen before. There you see.
What?
Yeah, there's the Earth from a distance, and there's the Moon.
That's it?
That's never been filmed before from a distance by a spacecraft until here at the Ask Dr. Hal show just now.
All right, Moon's out of here.
Oh!
There you go. It's coming closer because it has to come and get a little bit of energy from Earth as it zips along in its orbital swing. A Hoffman transfer orbit that started at Earth, went down there, and is now heading towards you. Hey, here it is enlarged 2 times or even more. Some other number of times. And you're going to see, yes, Earth and Moon. Well, you know what? I still have even more moon news.
Oh, great.
And in other moon news,
Great.
I think the last Ask Dr. Hal show, no, I think it was way back in March, here at the Dark Room, at an Ask Dr. Hal show, there's a program here on Earth to look at the moon.
Giant
And it's not just, to stare at it like a lunatic. It's actually see flashes when meteors impact on the surface. Well, on St. Patrick's Day, they caught a nice one. It was the brightest one they'd seen yet. And what this is a meteorite that is this big. Hit the moon at 56,000 miles per hour. And that made the force of 5 tons of TNT flash. Boom. And people took a picture of it. Yeah, that's neat. Well, we have other assets around the moon. One of them is called Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter. And since they went, hey, it hit it there, let's take pictures. And the next picture will show you, the next animation will show you before.
Whoa, what is that?
That's before.
There it is.
After. Before
Whoa,
again. After.
whoa,
Do you know
whoa.
the difference? Can you tell them?
Yes.
Do I have to spell this out to you?
I see the face.
Yeah, a rock this big
Jesus.
hit our moon, and now it's ruined. It's damaged. That's it. So
Still have the receipt.
Let's
Damn, they
fly up
broke
there
it.
and fix it.
yeah. Well, I can hardly think about anything else exciting happening on our moon in the last month or so. Anyone else? Think? Is that it?
That must be it.
China.
The Chinese moon buggy.
Chinese moon buggy. There it is. Chinese moon buggy called. Well, the lander was called Chang'e. Chang'e. And this is crawling off of the Chang'e lander is the moon rover called YouTube, not YouTube. YouTube. And I believe,
The band.
I think the translation for Changi is sacred rabbit vessel.
Hi, Connie.
Something like anyone else know the better translation of you may scream it during a house portion of the show.
Okay.
There. Anyway, it's an amazing achievement. Here you see it driving off. The next image, I think we can see the rover looking back at the lander. If we can have another image. There it is. Now this is a 3D anaglyph. If you bring out your 3D glasses.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, let me bring out mine. I misplaced them. Under everyone's seat are, oh, there they are. Sherilyn, look there and tell me
Whoa.
how
Wow.
is it, you can't even,
Like it's right there.
it's exactly what they intended.
Thank you. Please sit down.
She's been to the moon. All right, and if you didn't bring the red and blue anaglyph glasses, the next image is if you have your real D glasses. Okay, so this one, now if you have your real D glasses, this is how that will work. To give you the perspective using, of course, each one circular polarization lenses. Nice,
I'm gonna throw up.
nice placement of the Chinese flag on the Chinese lander.
Very subtle.
There, and just to let you know, yes, they're there. And as my friend Josh the Orange Boxman says, they wouldn't have gone there if they didn't know if there was no coal there. So there must be a lot of coal on
That
the
sounds
moon.
like something you would say. Yeah.
Yeah, he would definitely say it.
Would you like to make Internet Explorer your default browser?
Oh my
Yes.
God! Yes, yes, yes.
Well, we're at it. There it is. It's rolling. There goes YouTube on
How
the
big
moon.
it is.
Hi, YouTube.
There it goes. And good news is all the instruments appear to be working. The rover carries a ground-penetrating radar. That's a new thing for the moon. No ground-penetrating radars have been on the moon. Earth has only sent, as far as I know, I believe this is the third independent robotic rover to land on the moon. The first two were made by the former Soviet Union, a country that no longer exists. This one made by the People's Republic of China. The United States of America has never sent a robotic rover to the moon, ever. All ours go to Mars.
We don't have to. We go up ourselves.
And there it is, rolling away. Hey, there was one other thing I think last time I was talking about. We'll zip through this one real quick. Image number 17. The International Space Station is a program of international program to circle the Earth repeatedly. And it was supposed to do science. I don't know any science that's ever come out of the International Space Station, which is why I talk about the robotic missions. But this was one of the more interesting things that happened. This is the Italian astronaut who was doing a spacewalk a couple of months ago, and there was a leak in his underwear, and he almost drowned in space. He was going to be the first Italian to drown in space. And he barely got back, but his helmet filled up with water. It was in his ears, his eyes, and he was sort of talking like the cartoon talk when you have the blub 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 sound. There, the air bubble comes out. They're like help, 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 and they got him back in the airlock and gave him a real air, took water away from his face, and he's fine. In fact, they returned him to Earth, where he now lives a wonderful life in Italy. Well, they still have that spacesuit. They still have that spacesuit up there in the space station. They have to use it again, and they said, "Hey, well, we think we fixed it, but we have this foolhardy solution." And they just did a spacewalk last week, and they used the high-tech solution so no more Italians drowned in space. They built a snorkel. They actually put together a snorkel for the guy inside the spacesuit. And if his underwear leaks again, and his helmet fills with water, he simply puts his mouth in the snorkel there and breathes air. And where does the air come in? It comes in around his navel. So the snorkel connects to his navel, and he's perfectly safe in space. And the last thing in space, I would like to conclude with a picture again of my daughter is continuing her exobiology training, this time with one of those rare creatures from a nice planet. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you for science.
Bitch.
Thank you.